17,000 corporate accounts. 2 years, $500. That is what it cost an attacker to buy a phishing kit that made two-factor authentication useless. This is the story of W3LL and what you can do to protect against the attack it pioneered. Start with the basics. Most organizations use multi-factor authentication, MFA for short. Logging in requires two things, your password and a one-time code sent to your phone. The logic is simple. Even if an attacker steals your password, they cannot log in without that second code. For years, MFA was considered a reliable control. It still is against standard phishing, but a different attack changes everything. It is called Adversary-in-the-Middle, AiTM for short. Standard phishing creates a fake login page. You type your password, the attacker captures it. AiTM goes further. The attacker builds a live relay, a proxy server. That proxy sits between you and the real website. Your credentials pass through the attacker's server in real time. Your MFA code passes through too. But the most dangerous thing they capture is neither. It is your session cookie. A session cookie is a small token your browser stores after a successful login. It tells the website you are already verified. Attackers who steal it can load it into their own browser. The website sees a valid session. No password needed. No MFA code needed. This technique existed for years in theory. Then someone turned it into a product. That product was called W3LL. W3LL was a phishing-as-a-service platform. The model is straightforward. A developer builds the attack infrastructure. They refine it, they package it, they sell it to other criminals. Buyers do not need to write a single line of code. They do not need to understand how the relay works. They pay $500 per kit and receive a ready-to-run operation. This model, selling attack capability as a packaged product, dramatically lowers the barrier to entry. Sophisticated AiTM attacks that once required real technical skill became accessible to anyone with cash and intent. W3LL was engineered specifically to target corporate Microsoft 365 environments, not home users, organizations. The platform was not crude. It came with a polished management dashboard. Buyers could run phishing campaigns, monitor active sessions, and retrieve stolen session cookies, all from one interface. Group IB, the cybersecurity firm that investigated and documented W3LL, described the platform in technical detail. That research formed the foundation of the law enforcement action that followed. Here is exactly how a W3LL attack worked in practice. The attacker purchased a kit and deployed a cloned Microsoft 365 login page, visually identical to the real thing. The victim received a phishing email, convincing enough to pass a first look. They clicked, they landed on the fake page. But this was not a static credential trap. It was a live relay. Every character the victim typed was forwarded in real time to Microsoft's actual servers. Microsoft responded with an MFA prompt. The victim's phone buzzed. They entered the code. W3LL captured it and passed it through immediately. Microsoft completed authentication and issued a session cookie. W3LL intercepted that cookie before it reached the victim's browser. The victim saw a successful login. They noticed nothing wrong. Simultaneously, the attacker loaded the stolen session cookie into their own browser. Microsoft detected no anomaly. A valid, authenticated session existed. The attacker was inside the account. Password irrelevant, MFA irrelevant. The entire sequence took seconds. The documented scale of W3LL is significant. According to Group IB's research, the platform was used to target more than 17,000 victims between 2023 and 2024. Those campaigns generated over $20 million in attempted fraud. Every confirmed target was in a corporate Microsoft 365 environment, business email accounts, internal collaboration tools, shared file repositories, and financial workflows. One compromised session is a doorway into all of it. On April 13, 2026, the FBI Atlanta Field Office and the Indonesian National Police announced a joint arrest. The alleged developer of W3LL was taken into custody in Indonesia. Bleeping Computer reported the action. This is confirmed as the first joint FBI and Indonesian law enforcement operation targeting a phishing kit developer specifically. The FBI Atlanta Field Office and the Indonesian National Police coordinated across 2 legal systems to identify and detain the alleged developer. That level of bilateral coordination in a phishing kit case is new ground. The arrest is a genuine milestone, but it does not eliminate the threat. Phishing-as-a-Service platforms are designed to outlast their creators. The code exists. Copies exist. Other operators understand the method. This takedown removes one alleged developer. The AiTM attack class remains fully active. Who is actually at risk? If your organization runs Microsoft 365, email, Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, you are in the documented target category. W3LL was engineered specifically for that environment. A stolen session cookie gives an attacker full account access. That means reading all incoming and outgoing email. It means sending messages as the compromised employee to colleagues, clients, and finance teams. It means accessing shared files and internal documents. It means initiating credential resets or moving deeper into the network. The 17,000 victims documented by Group IB represent confirmed cases from one platform in a 2-year window. The total exposure across all AiTM platforms operating simultaneously is larger. Standard security awareness training does not address this threat. Victims in W3LL attacks made no mistake. They used MFA. They visited what appeared to be a legitimate page. They completed every authentication step correctly. The platform was designed to defeat those controls regardless. This is not a user problem. It is a technical control gap. The key point: standard MFA, one-time codes from an authenticator app or SMS, does not defend against AiTM. This is not speculation. Group IB's research documents AiTM bypass as the explicit design purpose of W3LL. Organizations relying only on standard MFA are not protected against this attack class. That is the gap this story exposes. 4 practical controls make a measurable difference. First, deploy phishing-resistant MFA. FIDO2 hardware security keys, physical devices such as a UBI key, are not vulnerable to AiTM. They bind authentication cryptographically to the specific legitimate site. A relay server cannot replicate that binding. Second, enforce conditional access in Microsoft 365. Restrict logins to managed, compliant devices only. An attacker injecting a stolen cookie from an unrecognized device gets blocked. Third, enable continuous access evaluation. This feature rechecks active sessions whenever Microsoft detects risk signals, including sessions already in progress. Fourth, monitor sign-in logs. Look for impossible travel events and new device logins, common indicators of stolen session reuse. These 4 controls, applied together, raise the cost of a successful AiTM attack substantially. They are not advanced configurations. They are the current minimum standard. The W3LL arrest is a real win. The FBI Atlanta Field Office and Indonesian National Police deserve recognition for this first-of-its-kind joint operation. 17,000 victims, $20 million in attempted fraud, $500 to buy in. Standard MFA is not enough anymore. Phishing-resistant authentication, conditional access, and session monitoring are the new baseline. Subscribe to the Hack Ledger. We cover the real threats your organization faces every week.